Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I've just made it back out to Hadleigh Country Park on a lot drier day than I did when I was here last time. So yeah, absolute plus on that one. However, the wind is really quite gusty today, so it's already blown over the vlogging camera, so hopefully should be okay though. But yeah, fantastic conditions, really bright sort of sunshine, lovely detail in the clouds as well today, so hopefully going to work out to be quite an interesting shoot. Got a bit of a challenge to take part in today. One of the people that I subscribe to on YouTube, and one of the chaps that actually watches me as well, is Chris Sale. And a few weeks back now, he set the Triptych challenge, and that's to take a wide angle shot and then 3 telephoto shots within that wide angle vista. And hopefully today this will prove to be one of those locations that I'm able to sort of take the wide vista, but then obviously get out the telephoto lens to then obviously take out some detail within the final image as well. So yeah, hopefully working out to be a really good, interesting shoot today. So let's come along for the journey. So the wind is really picking up now. It's blown over the vlogging camera a couple of times, so I'm having to sort of weigh it down with my gear bag. But yeah, I've got the camera set up now for my wide angle shots. Changed over the lenses around, so I've got my widest lens on here at 10mm on the crop sensor camera, because the rules for the challenge that Chris Sale set down is that you need to take a wide angle image on 35mm or under on a full frame camera, and then pick out the 3 images with a telephoto lens within that wide angle picture that you've taken. And the settings for the telephoto images needs to be 70mm and above to obviously qualify into the telephoto images. So yeah, got a great image set up here, looking out across to Hadleigh Castle, over to Southend-on-Sea, and then obviously the Thames estuary as well. So yeah, working out to be quite an interesting image, and I think from a wide angle shot, really quite good. Obviously got lovely detail in the sky as well, but then obviously from the foreground or in the mid-ground interest as well, being able to sort of really change over to the telephoto lens, really being able to sort of pick out that detail within the wider vista there to really sort of emphasize those images as well. So yeah, working out really to be good. So the camera's set up on f11, ISO 100 and about 200th of a second exposure, just so obviously I can balance that and keep obviously the detail in the sky, detail in the foreground, and obviously then slightly manipulate it as I have taken it in RAW back in post-processing to obviously then produce that final image. So yeah, working out to be quite a good setting so far. So I got the first of the telephoto images set up. Taking me a little bit of time to work the composition itself, because the image that I wanted to get was one of the main turrets of Hadleigh Castle. However, the location on the exact position I had my tripod in to take the wide angle shot wasn't allowing for that bit of separation of the turrets. It was actually sort of blending into the background, and because of that, you was losing it. You wasn't able to sort of make that definition of what you're actually trying to take the image of. So yeah, come round the side of the hill here, looking straight across there at the main turret, and just waiting for the light to obviously hit it correctly and hit the foreground as well. So what I've actually got is one of the banks of the hillside here, sort of creating a diagonal line, which I will be able to sort of crop down or readjust slightly when I'm doing post-processing to actually make sure that obviously the bottom corner of it obviously is in the corner of the image as well, and then obviously you've got the main tower as the main focal point. So yeah, hopefully working out to be quite a good image. I think again this will work really quite well as a black and white, but the settings that I've got for the camera is f9, ISO 200 and about 1/400th of a second exposure for this one, just so I can obviously balance that exposure and obviously then take that image there as well. So yeah, for the first one in the bag, taking a little bit of time to actually capture it, but yeah, working out really quite well. So for the next composition, I've kept the tripod in the same spot, which has saved me a little bit of time. Zooming right in to get the end of the pier. Yeah, fantastic structure. I was there obviously a few months back now for a day of long exposures that you can see for the link up above. But yeah, picking out that detail, got some of the tanker ships as well in the obviously Thames estuary as well, because it is such a commercial area around here for freight. But yeah, again, obviously got the camera set up on ISO 200, f9 and shutter speed of 400th of a second. Just so obviously it can minimise any of the shake. I want a real fast shutter speed because the wind is really blustering. And obviously using the telephoto at its full reach, you're obviously any vibration you're going to get is going to cause that image to be slightly blurry if you're using a slightly longer shutter speed, as the wind's just picking up just now. But yeah, so hopefully obviously be able to get as sharp as possible and take that image as well. I've got a little bit of foreground interest as well, or the shoreline as well, then the seashore, and then obviously the actual end of the pier there as well, with again sort of creating that sort of horizontal line slightly throughout the image of the pier itself as well. So yeah, hopefully working again to be quite a good image. Finally, for the last composition I've got here with my telephoto lens is picking out some of the boats here as well, some of the sort of small little independent fishing boats. Using again obviously the reach of the lens to sort of isolate that, and as the tide looks like it's sort of half in half out on that sort of not too sure which way it's going at the moment, but yeah, there's a couple of boats there that are up on the mud flats, and some of them are in their sort of channels as well, and yeah, hopefully working out to be again quite a good image. I've got a little bit of the foreground in there as well, some of the bushes, and then obviously the boats, and then obviously then into the far distance, which is obviously Kent on the other side of the Thames. Yeah, working out to be quite an interesting image. Again, the settings for that is f9, ISO 200 and 400th of a second. Again, obviously with the wind conditions and a little bit of shower coming down now as well, which is typical for the weather that we've been having recently. But hopefully, again, working out really quite well. Again, trying to time it that I'm getting obviously a little bit of illumination in one part of the image, hopefully the middle part, and then obviously then a little bit of darkness area in the foreground of the bushes and the trees, because again, hopefully sort of having that little bit of a dynamic range within the actual image, again sort of adding that little bit more detail, lifting that image that little bit further as well. So yeah, working out again hopefully a really good image. So it's working out to be a really interesting challenge. I've really enjoyed doing this one. It's been challenging because of the wind conditions, particularly taking the telephoto images. But as a sort of test of your photographic skills, using the landscape that you're taking the image of in the wide angle shot, and then picking out 3 isolated images within that wider composition, is really good challenge, and I've really enjoyed doing it. And yeah, hopefully you guys have as well. I would have wished for the wind to not be as gusty as it is today, but that's what you have to work with. You have to work with those sort of bright, sunny, blustery conditions. But the main thing is just getting out with a camera, like I've said many times before. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. Please make sure you leave us a comment as well about how I've obviously fared within this challenge as well. Please obviously hit the like button as well, as that does obviously help to promote the channel. But thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, take care.